Doki Doki Literature Club is a game about suicide, depression, love, loss, and obsession.
Funny how a game marketed with cute anime girls is actually a game about depression and obsession. Makes you think the game's creator is trying to send a message to the average player of a visual novel.
Well, good thing I don't watch anime, so I have no weird obsessions. But in all seriousness, Doki Doki Literature Club is a game that took the internet by storm in late September of 2017. It has a 10 out of 10 on Steam and has made me concerned for some of my friends' well-being. Now, because it's free on Steam, I thought, oh, why not make it an option on the poll for this episode of Steam Review? So this marks the first visual novel in the Steam Review lineup. Goody! The game's concept is simple. Your character joins a literature club with 4 girls, and that's kind of it. I mean, sure, there's a character in that club completely in control of the universe, and that character is aware that you're playing a game. However, no, that's the catch. Oh, and all 4 girls are in love with you, so I like the concept of the game, although it's pretty simple. I guess that's kind of the point. Doki Doki Literature Club has a good cast for this type of game, albeit from what I've heard they're all tropes, so there's Sayori, your best friend who gets you to join the literature club, who also battles with depression. Natsuki, a club member who pretends to not like you but does, whose dad possibly beats her. Yuri, a bookworm who takes literature more seriously, who's incredibly obsessive over you. And Monica, the popular girl who started the literature club and tries to keep everyone in line, who knows everything in her reality is a game and is in complete control of said game. Funny, now that I mention it, all 3 of the games in this series so far have a character that's self-aware. Huh, weird. Now, then there's you, the blank slate that you are. The characters for the most part are interesting due to their own backstories and histories with each other hinted at throughout the game. The reason I say for the most part is that there are some things I don't like that reading, how do you pronounce that? Is one of our characters' defined traits. Well, Salvato, are we a blank slate or not? Either way, the characters serve their purpose and they serve their purpose well. Doki Doki Literature Club has something I like to call no gameplay. But Jacob, why are you hating on this game's gameplay? I personally don't consider dialogue choices as gameplay, because all it does is affect the story. This isn't a Telltale game. I didn't buy Minecraft story mode. Oh wait, I did. But that's not what I'm playing! I have been skipping out on one thing in this game that could be considered gameplay, and that's when you're writing your poems. Now, we never get to read it, but we get to click 20 words and see how the words correlate with the 4 characters. It doesn't make up for the lack of gameplay anywhere else in the game, but the occasional poem writing does provide a break from reading. The design of the game is weird to describe. Like I said previously, I don't watch anime or read... How do you pronounce that? So I have no frame of reference when it comes to this type of art style, so I can't exactly say if it's good or not compared to others in the same style. The game's color selection is interesting though. I do like the overall design, although I can't really compare it to other games of its type. Believe it or not, I can actually discuss a game's music again. Doki Doki Literature Club's music is full of leitmotifs, which if you recall from my Undertale video is a musical term for pattern and character themes. It's all around the game's soundtrack and it's catchy, I'll give it that. The credit song is actually sung by a person, which I would say is another first for the series, but there was that song in the Stanley Parable, which was kind of a limerick. I do enjoy the music in this game. There's some nice variation in the styles, even though it's basically the same song throughout the entire thing. The ending to this game is where Monica deletes all the character files and plans to spend an eternity with you. So it's you and just Monica, which is a term thrown around so much when people talk about this game that it's kind of lost all meaning. Regardless, you either delete her character file or spend eternity with Monica. If you do delete Monica, all the other character files are restored and Sayori becomes club president, and if you viewed everything in the game, which means you saved the game and went through all the storylines, Sayori thanks you for playing the game, and if you don't see everything, then she thanks you for saving her from Monica, and she says she'll make you stay with her forever. Then Monica intervenes and says nobody should be president, and the game ends by disbanding the club. Both of these endings have the credits roll where Monica sings Your Reality, the piano song from the beginning of this video, and Monica deletes all the pictures during the credits. After the game ends, it is unplayable until you uninstall and then reinstall it. I do like the ending to this game, and I do see why it made such a big impact on the internet. Doki Doki Literature Club is an alright game. It had a pretty good story and interesting characters. The problem I have with it is the minimal gameplay and choices. Now how could he have fixed this? I guess they could have given the player a complete blank slate and added a lot more dialogue options and or more to writing the poems. I honestly don't know if it's even fair to rate this compared to other games because it's not really a game, it's more of a storytelling thing. Oh yeah, a visual novel. So as I just said, I realized that I can't really call this a better game than something with good gameplay and a terrible story because this game has no real gameplay because it's a visual novel. So I've changed the chart into more of a graph. I'll put the ranking of my personal enjoyment on the side if you want to know. I do believe Undertale is a better game despite what problems I have with it. Undertale has an alright story and good gameplay, not to mention the fantastic soundtrack. So that's my ranking. Now it's time for... Alright, a Doki Doki Literature Club video with no out-of-nowhere creepiness for no reason. Yep. No weirdness. Alright, a Doki Doki Literature Club video with no out-of-the-nowhere creepiness for no... Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and next episode, I'll be covering last episode's runner-up, Kindergarten.